working. Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! No way! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? It's an accident. Frickin' Vito. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Dinell, go to the fire thing and teleport us. I trusted you!
First.
Trombone, this one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go!
Pretty funny.
Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god!
Oh my
I couldn't have done it without you guys.
I couldn't have done it without you guys. What a loser.
Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him $50. What a loser. What a loser. A loser who forgot to change the question of the day. I mean, what? I have a serious question of the day today. Seriously questioning the day today. Oh, it's not playing. Oh, because I don't have Spotify open. Wait, I have Spotify open. Why is it not playing? I'm so prepared. Oh, I'm so white. Wait, give me a second. There we go. That looks better. What would you like to see most of in this on this channel? Not in this channel, stupid ping. Yeah. Hollow Knight. Fair enough. I want to I was talking with my editor for YouTube. Ryan? Oh. Ryan Seacrest. And we're talking about how I should change up the YouTube content to separate it from Twitch. And I thought that was a good idea. But also to make Twitch content, I don't know, different. So I'm going to be thinking in the next couple of days, maybe couple of weeks, definitely in the next week, I'm going to be thinking of how to structure the Twitch channel in a different way. Maybe we won't, but one of the things I want is to do more collab streams. I really want to do that. Yeah. so there is that. Hollow Knight. We might play some Hollow Knight today. After some Wordle games. Wordle. But yeah, I was thinking because the types of videos that I was making and thinking from Twitch to go to YouTube are good if I was a big streamer and people already knew me. I'm not. So, or a big YouTuber, rather. I'm not. So I don't think those are the best ideas. What I do really like is stuff like the Super Mario, you know, speedrunning for a month. I thought that was cool. Playing Hollow Knight is fun too. And collabing. I want to think more on growth for the Twitch channel and for the YouTube channel. So, yeah, in the next week, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I'm going to be thinking about stuff like that. If I get the YouTube side of stuff good, I think I'm gonna start doing some crazy ass Twitch ideas I had. One of which was streaming until Miskiff comes into chat, you know? Just crazy, or streaming until I have 100 viewers in chat. Just crazy, stupid ideas that make for very long streams, but like pretty cool content with an end goal of like 100 viewers in chat, or Miskiff, you know, something that the community can kind of rally behind. I felt like Super Mario speedrun. I felt like Mario speedrunning was like that kind of. So, and you know, the 24-hour streams were kind of like that, but not really. So yeah. So yeah, that's about it for that. Basically, I gotta think. Based? You think so? I'm legit, like, I want to do crazy ass streams where I'm like literally streaming for like 2 days, 3 days straight, a month, whatever. I just want to make sure there's enough content for it, which I think there is. And, you know, I would have to prep for that type of stuff. That, you know, there could be some growth around it, and that there's some like thing that everyone could get around. That's what I liked about the Jump King stream a lot, about the Words with Friends stream, even though we didn't beat the world record. About stuff like that, you know. But for now, we are going. So if anyone has ideas along those lines, let me know. But for now, we are going to play some Wordle, because why not? Because why not? Oh, until I have a better idea of what I want, I guess. Oh god. Oopsie doopsies. I pressed the wrong button before. There we go. I'm happy you said based. It makes me feel more confident in it. Squid. Unless based was your guess for this. Oh, wait. I put based, but you meant to say squid. Wait, squid would have been good because you get U, I, and S. My bad. We still got S and D, though. These nuts. Sexy? Cedra. No, it doesn't fit. Seal. No. Doesn't have to start with SE. This is hard. How you doing though, doctor? How you doing? How's life going? How's Japanese studying going? How's school going? I just sleep last night after going to sleep a bit later than usual, probably. I like this song. That was a lot of questions at once. And you gave me answers to none of them. Wow. Come on, bro. Well, how's school going, man? How's school going? Let's start with that one. Oh, you're on spring break? I forgot that's a thing. What's up, Timmy? How you doing? I swear, some people tell me spring break, they're on spring break, and then some other people tell me spring break's in a week, and then some other, like, it's all over the place. I get confused. Damn. What have you been doing on spring break then? And when did it start? How you doing, Timmy, bro? How you doing? I want to try GTA. But I want to do it not on NoPixel. I want to do it on a server that's not as well known. Because NoPixel, I don't want to wait in a queue for like hours, you know? Timmy, were you able to get prio for it? You doing good? Nice. Nice. You have any words here? Pain and procrastination, the motto of life, and my first solo album? Wait, musical solo album? I got a server you can join? let me know. And not yet? Aw. That's aw. You need them gift cards, right? Penis. Trolling? Oh. Penis is the name of the server? Sheesh! That sounds pretty hot. Yeah, bro, you just surprised. I was like, what? Solo album? Do penis? Oh, as a word. Oh, that actually could work. Like, no joke. It didn't work though. That was actually a great word. I like to start with penis, but I forgot this time. Good guess. Good guess. Come on, what are you doing during spring break, doctor? You could tell me. You could trust me, bruh. I'm not gonna tell your secrets, your dirty secrets to the world. Well, don't tell me that, like, about the masturbation. You don't need to tell me that. I don't need to know. You could if you want, but I'm not asking for that information, okay? Oh, some Japanesing mostly. Nice. Wow. I'm playing games on my spring break. Nice. Is it spring break for you right now as well, Timmy? I swear, I always forget who has spring break and who doesn't. And sometimes I just don't know. And sometimes I just forget. What if I go like freeze? Yes. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. So you just been GTAing, yeah? What other games you been playing? How about loser? No, that doesn't work. Voodoo. How about wiener? Doesn't work. Oh god, not this song. Guys, I Uber Eat it today for the first time in months. Hello there. What's up, Nathan? How you doing? What type of server you want to play? A server like NoPixel or no? A server where actually role playing is an actual thing and people actually role play in it. And it's fun. But not too many people that you can't get to know anyone and you have to work your way up working like stupid jobs. Like I just want to like play with a group of people, you know? And role play. I'm finally practicing a little on the DLC maps for Jimmy's tournament. Ah, nice. I'm still trash at the new map. Yeah, I was surprised by how you were playing. Uber ate, one might say. Uber Eats. Yeah, I was biking. I took so long to get to the... I biked to the first thing, and I had the food in my hand, and I put it on the floor because it said leave at door. And security guard comes up to me, he's like, bro, go to the side entrance. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I go to the side entrance. I leave it at the door. A different security guard comes up to me. He's like, bro, why would you leave the food on the floor? Someone could steal it. I'm like, that's just what it said. I'm sorry. And he looked at me like I'm the biggest dumbass in the world. And then he took the food to give it to the person. And I was like, okay. The second order was much better, though. I was messaging with the girl, and she was like, thank you. So that was cool. I'm good. I just got back from leadership club. Oh, how'd that go? That sounds cool. I mean, you did substitute for a class. Oh yeah, you told me that went well, right? So a V menu server or an economy server? I don't know what that means. You'll have to tell me what that means. I'm sorry, Timmy. I don't know the difference. Am I good? Nice. Aqua. I was thinking about you yesterday because Emma came in yesterday for a bit, and I was like, I haven't seen Aqua in a while. How you doing? Chore could be it. Yeah, Chore is a good. Oh, let's do it. Whoa, we got CH. I don't belong. Chess. Nope. Chest. I'm thinking chest. What do you guys think? Yeah, I sub. You still sub? I was also trolling yesterday because I was targeting people for funsies, but also it's hard to dominate if anyone is near you in skill. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there's some... Everyone got better in Mario Kart. Economy is like no pixel, and V menu you can spawn cars roleplay, but not have to farm money. Oh, maybe V menu then. If roleplay is still a factor, but you don't have to. I like the idea of farming money, but not when it takes like 10 hours to have fun. Basically, I want something that could be good content for stream, and that's like, and that I would enjoy. You said chess? Yeah, I'm thinking chess. So what if the security takes the food for himself, by the way? I don't know if he took it for I thought of that too. I'm like, what if he takes it for himself? I mean, it's not my problem. As long as they give me my money, I'm good. And they did. But yeah, I'm excited to go back to, well, I'm not gonna lie. After Uber eating, I came back home and I was like, ugh, that did not it was, my tires were like almost out of air for some reason. I tried to pump them before I left, but it wasn't working. So, yeah. And I'm here a lot, but I can't stay long today. No, you're right. You're right. Fair enough. On above, I meant security guard. Yeah. I gotcha. Yes, I did sub. Yeah, but I think you told me how it went. But tell me again. I think you told me it went well. You told me, how do I deal with someone who's like being rowdy or something, right? How did it go? V menu would be good for all right. V menu it is then. Oh, why are we still stuck on this? Let's go to Wordle. Rosanna. It did went well. I found a way. Oh yeah, that I told you to do that, right? What did you end up doing? So I'll be honest, guys. Right now, my head is kind of swirling. I don't know exactly what direction I want to take Twitch and YouTube, but I know that I want to change some stuff up. I really want to concentrate on collab stuff on Twitch a lot, and GTA is a collab type game, so I'm willing to do it like as soon as possible, I guess, for now. And YouTube, I don't know yet, but whenever you can find a server, how about that? You don't need to spend all your time on it, but you also don't need to, but I do appreciate it. I threatened them. Nice. I copied that after the subbing. Nice. Oh, that was after the subbing. Oh, okay. Gotcha. We were playing Hollow Knight during that. All right, give me some words, guys. You can find a server right now? Oh, sure. Do that then, if that's okay. I appreciate it, Timmy. Jesus, I just remembered your voice. I forgot your voice got so much deeper. Ugh. Not that that has to do with anything, but you guys want to know how much I made off of Uber eating for like an hour? I know everyone is wondering. When are you going to play it? Again, my head is kind of swirling with stuff, but if you find it today, I'll download it for tomorrow's stream. That's when I'll play it. Yo, what's up, Mac? How you doing, bro? How's life going? You're gonna get the new Kirby game, yeah? It's been a minute, hasn't it? You were here for the Mario Kart tournament, but I couldn't talk much. Yeah, it's been a minute since I could just like talk to you like normally, yeah. How you doing? It has been a bit of a minute though, actually, yeah. 25 yen? No, I made a little more than 25. That's how much I make streaming. For 25 minutes, I make 25 yen. I threatened them that I'm gonna beat them up since I'm not an actual teacher. Nice. Well, if it worked, yeah. Decent. I'm getting it after spring break. Nice. All right, let's start with heart. Whoa. I like actually guessing words because it makes it harder and more interesting. So let's guess some words. What do you guys think of races for the top left here? Instead of just putting heart, share, prism, chart. Because that's too easy. Alright. I'm getting it after spring break, and I'm getting a 3DS. A 3DS? That's old school. I have a 3DS. You want to see my 3DS? And my caping trip is... Oh, your camping trip? Nice. Nice. Alright. This is how much I made, guys. This is how much. Let's go. $12.36 in an hour and 1 minute. Actually, it was longer than that because I had to bike back home, but it has. Bro, I'm not friends with anyone, okay? But we have known each other for 2 years. I guess we're all internet friends, right, guys? Actually, I was just talking to another streamer about like friends and parasocial relationships and like Twitch, but I don't really have a definition for friends, so I guess yeah, friends. It has been 2 years, that's for sure. You know, I like old type shit. That is true. That is true. That is true. You like old type games too. Sorry, last question. How many people do you want to be in the server? That's a great question. As long as it's enough that it feels, as long as it's enough that different things are going on, but I could also talk to people and there's not much of a hierarchy. So I guess 100 people? I don't know what's a lot or a little, to be honest. For one delivery, that's pretty. No, that was 2 deliveries. I mean, it's all relative, right? I mean, the minimum wage in New York. I said this wrongly. I thought it was higher than it was. Let me just look it up. New York City minimum wage. Minimum wage. Yeah, I thought it was 15. I told someone it was 15. They said it wasn't. Oh, they increase each year until reaching 15 per hour. Oh, never mind. But fast food is already at 15, yeah. So right now it's around minimum wage, which I'm fine with, to be honest. I consider you a friend. Aw. You celebrate my birthdays with me. I do. That is true. Guess what? What's up? With the V menu, they make it so people have to roleplay in one spot. So like they will make you stay in the city. Ah, I see. So let's say you're like a grocery store clerk. Do you get to have a lot of interactions or it's not that many people? Like if I'm a grocery store clerk and I have to be in my store most of the day, do I at least get a lot of people coming into my store, you know? My dad said he'd get me a 3DS and shit to mod it. Yo, let's go. What, to mod the Kirby game? By the way, I'm going to try races since no one said okay. You know what? Let's just do Aqua's strat. Prism. Wait, chart. No, share. No, this uses a lot of the letters already. Wait, these are not good words. Wait, prism's almost good. Come up with a word that doesn't use all the letters that we've already used, and I'll use that word. Genshin Impact new update? Of course, there's always new update. You will get robbed? Well, I'll get robbed? My store will get robbed? Maybe I'll look more into this stuff. I don't know. Pixie. Pixie uses I twice, though. That's the problem. Funky. Yeah, funky looks good. Okay. It didn't help much, but I mean, it helped. It got letters out of the way. Now I'm modding it for fun. Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice. We're talking about me maybe playing some GTA RP roleplay. People rob your store a lot. You can be a cop if you want to interact with people. Yeah, if I'm a cop. Do I get to interact with people a lot? And I'll be able to move around the city a lot, right? Lick. Let me join. Oh, it's not my GTA server. I'm just thinking. Yes? Okay. So what'd you call it? V map? V menu. That's the most interaction. Let's go V menu. I'll look into that. Are there a lot of little kids on it? No offense to the little kids. No offense to Mac. But I don't want it to be interacting with a bunch of little kids all the time, but Can I join? I don't know. I'm not. This is not my GTA roleplay. There are a lot of kids. Oh, lots of young people. All right, go enjoy your Genshin, bro. Get hyped for the camping trip. What words work here? We have a lot of letters for the top left, actually. No Pixel has no young people. They get banned. Yeah, I kind of want to do no Pixel then. The thing is, there's some cool young people. Like Mac's pretty chill, but a lot of the times when people are pretty young, it's like, you know, content's not as good. I feel like you're going to your grandma's house again. Nice. I hope I get COVID. Oh, I hope I don't get COVID this time. I hope so too, bro. Play sometime, PP Genshin. Sometime. I'll play sometime. I don't know when though. It would be $30. I don't mind the $30. $30 a month, right? The thing I mind, I don't really care about money much. Well, I'm starting to care a lot more because I'm running low on money, and I want to move out. That's why I'm Uber eating again. But what I care about is not waiting in a queue for like 5 hours. If he wanted to get in by the time he wants to stream. Yeah, like I don't want to wait at 2 p.m. and then hope that I get in by 8. You know what I mean? Nah, maybe GTA RP is not my thing. Maybe I'll have to do something else then. Thank you for the info, though. No one is coming up with with answers here. Come on, guys. Nah, it's okay though. Karik? Break. We have all the Oh no, there's no C. I don't know why I put the C. We have Rake. Break. Oh no, K is not fourth. I don't know what this word could be. You would get in most likely at this time if you stream at the time you started today. Yeah, I always stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. Brave? Nah, there's a K in this word. Good guess, though. I'm excited to go to the massage chair. And to see my family. I love how seeing your family is the second thing there. Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I feel like this could be a lot of words. Oh. Come on, guys. Come on. Rake. Wreck? Wreck-It Ralph? How about that? I feel like that's a good guess. I'm gonna guess it. Let's go! I'm a genius! React. No. So what time would I have to join to get in at 8 p.m.? Just like an angel. You always make homemade cookies? Damn, that sounds nice. My sister makes homemade cookies. The top right is a word. Let's guess a word that with letters we haven't used yet. You're just like special. Chast? No, we used all those letters. But I'm a creep. Dipom? Pimal? I'm trying to think of a word. I'm inside where I should. 3 p.m.? Damn. That's early, man. I don't belong here. Last year was Charlotte. I'm inside where I should go for my birthday. Orlando or Atlanta? Well, you can't gamble, so probably Orlando. Orlando would be pretty warm, right? That should be fun. I have a Discord that a lot of people join, and we say when the server is starting up, you can just join and mute. You don't have to say anything. Send me the Discord. Blimp. Goddamn genius over here. Blimp is actually so good. Oh my god, you're so good. Good shite. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a What the hell are you doing here? I go to Atlanta for the arcades. Sounds like you want to go to Atlanta then. Go to Atlanta. Your dad has a lot of money, right? He always gets you like new consoles and games. So I would go to Atlanta and spend a lot of money on arcades. I mean, what? Guess where I'm going for my 15th? Japan. That would be crazy. Yo, I was right. Let's go. I want to go to Japan for my 25th. What word? The bottom left kind of looks decent. You and your dad already decided. Nice. Bro, that's crazy. Hopefully I'm still streaming by then and you're still watching, or at least popping in from time to time, you know? What's up, Dino? How you doing? I'm going to some arcades and amusement parks. What, in Japan? You're gonna go to Osaka? Tokyo? Tokyo is where the they have a One Piece exhibit. I know you have a One Piece shirt or hoodie. I think it was a shirt, right? That would be cool. Yes? Yeah, nice. Disneyland in Japan. I haven't gone actually. I should have gone. Hoodie, yes, hoodie. I don't belong here. Where do you belong then? What's on the menu today? Today is really chill. It's mostly just gonna be community games, maybe some Hollow Knight. Biggest reason because I really want to change my I really want to change everything. Well, not everything, but I want to change up the main YouTube channel and I want to change up the Twitch channel. I want to organize. I want to have a lot of collabs on the Twitch channel. And something else. And YouTube, I want to have it so it's more specific towards something. I'm not sure yet though. So if you guys have any ideas on that, you could tell me. I want to go on the Mario. Isn't the Mario Park like very recent? The Sega arcade. Yeah. There's Sega arcades in Tokyo. Those are really cool actually. Japan's border seems up and down. First they were open to vaccinated and then Omicron hit. Then they closed it to people. Yeah. But by the time Mac is 15, I'm not going to Japan for a couple of reasons. One, because of all that stuff that you just mentioned, Aqua. But second, because I just don't have the money right now. What's the time for me? It's 8:33 p.m. right now. One Piece and Hunter x Hunter stuff. Hell yeah. Did you apply, Dino? They got Sonic? I don't remember seeing Sonic, but I guess they do. You know who I am and what I do. You love that Sonic, bro. Yeah, Japan's all over the place. Also because of the new variant that's a variant of Omicron or something. I don't know how prevalent it is in Japan, but let's look it up. Is Japan open for tourism? Travel for tourism is still not permitted. Visa-free travel is suspended. Well, there you go. 3 days ago. Japanese U.S. embassies. I don't even need to click on the link there. I think there's an exception for Japanese, for expats and stuff, but yeah. You don't know what to apply for? Doctor, what'd you tell him? I didn't know there was a Nintendo Land in Japan. That needs to bring one here. Yeah, but you mentioned you wouldn't mind being stuck in Japan, which would probably happen because they discovered. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being stuck in Japan. I would stream on the streets. I would legit just stream on the streets. I think they would send me back though, because if I was just streaming, you need a lot to live in Japan. You need to have something to live there. So I'm gonna go to yeah. I went to that Pokemon Center. That's where I got all the Pokeballs behind me. I went to that Poke Center and I bought a bunch of Pokeballs for the students to use for classes. It worked nicely. Restarts for you would be 8 a.m., 4 p.m., and 1 p.m., I think. You can't do me like that? Nah, Doctor is just trolling. I don't know what he's talking about. Unless there is something to apply to. I don't know. I'm scrolling up. "4 p.m. is when you would join for stream time." Ah, okay. 4 p.m. Maybe we'll try it out. I'm still not 100% sure, but I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I'm stuck up on Pokemon plushies. Yeah, they're expensive though, but you don't have to worry about that. Hopefully. If you guys have any ideas for words for this, that could be cool. I've been queue for 4 hours 25 minutes without prio. And with prio, how long are you in queue usually for? That's crazy, bro. I'm about to make my own GTA server. Imagine. I have a streamer friend who just made a Minecraft server. Details on the Discord if anyone wants to join. I might join that. I just want to communicate more with other people and play games and have fun. That's what I want to do on Twitch. You know? Right away, because I can get in right away with that Discord. Ah, I see. So if I paid $30 and I joined that Discord and I just waited for people to say, yo, join. But I don't have to be on that Discord like 24/7, right? Ugh, it's like so much work just to play. It's dedication. GTA talk. Yes? Okay. I'm talking to people throughout the day, so I don't know if that would work, but yeah, I think I gave up on GTA. There's just too many requirements to just play. Like play with good content, but maybe in the future. I'll become a big streamer and then they'll just let me in for free. So, it'll be fine. What if we got Melly? What is this word? It must end with a Y. Mildy? Millie? Mildy? Mildly on us. Not. Re. Yeah, I kind of gave up on the re. Because I don't know what it could be. Bars. It could be Dreed. Welcome back, Mac. Welcome back, Mac. Your shower curtain just fell. It's good it didn't fall when someone else was in the shower. Imagine you were in the shower and like your stepsister went into the... Never mind. What is Dreed? Dreed is a word, right? Let's go. Greed. It's definitely greed. Let's go. We only have 2 guesses now, though, because I'm a dumbass. But we got D. Dimly? Dimly? Is bottom left dimly? I feel like it must be dimly. Let's go. Last guess. W-I. WMDs? What? W-I. W-I. W-I-D's nuts? Widow? What do you guys think of widow? I feel like that's a great guess, actually. Yes. W-I. I think widow is a good guess. Bro, that's crazy. If widow works here. Yeah, maybe. Well, what else could it be? It would have to use the letters from, like, these. Nah, it's widow, bro. Let's go! Oh, I beasted that. Funky helped out, though. Get rid of letters and stuff. Before we go to Sidicordal, let's do the global ones. Give me a country. Any country. Aladdin? That's not a country. Smooth criminal. And are you okay? Afghan. This is that. You know, when it's spring break, I stay in stream for hours. Yeah? I know sometimes you stay in stream for some time, yeah. I feel like we used to talk more. We don't talk anymore. When, now we still talk a good amount, I feel. I don't know. I wonder if I'll get accepted. I'll definitely did better. What are you guys talking about? Constantinople? That's not a country. But that is where Turkey is, I guess. So that's too close, though. Let's go like Italy or something, yeah? Ooh, we're close, baby. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Okay, so Italy is closer than Spain. I can't tell if it's darker. What do you guys think? Ping if you know, you know. Oh, for the Mario Kart tournament Saturday? Remember last year? I do remember last year. Especially when I used to play a lot of like Call of Duty, I feel like we talked more. And I used to stream at different times. Germany? All right, let's do it. You've been streamed by a smooth criminal. No way. What the hell? Did it freeze? What happened? Ow! I think I might be getting sick. Germany was... That's not Germany. The hell? Is that Germany? I guess that is... I thought Germany was bigger. Well, it was, but... I think it's in Africa. What country is right here, guys? Okay, Annie. Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us if you're okay? What's it about you? And you should know Annie. Heartstrings and the carpet. Oh, I step a chapel has a poo poo, has a capu. Libya? Libya. Oh, shite. What's to the left of Libya? This is closer, though, so I think it is Africa. Algeria. Algeria is on the west side, right? Yo, Dinel coming in clutch with Algeria. Let's go. 6 guesses. Not bad, not bad. Never mind. Yeah, because this red was darker than Italy, so I thought it was nearby. And Spain was pretty dark, so I thought it was like north. We both did. Limfao. True. You're welcome? What? What does that mean? You're welcome? I don't get it. Who's welcome? My welcome? That's why I'm mod. Why are you putting sleepy, bro? I'm feeling... Oh, is that Mexico? That's straight up Mexico. Let's go, baby! Yo, can I get an IQ plus for that one? Come on, that's the first... I don't know if we've gotten first tries ever. Maybe once. Funny. Funny is coming, guys. It's coming one day. Once I know exactly what I want to do for Twitch and YouTube, I make it happen. It's literally Mexico. No IQ. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's do some Wordle. We have. Oh, you should make the Discord more active. How do I make the Discord more active? It's a great thing, but how? 1/3 of the cum squad countries, all Americans know it. The cum squad? What does that even mean? Penis. I love your thought process, Timmy. Well, I don't love it. That would be weird. You're too young, but I'm gonna stop talking. We got P for penis. Canada, USA, Mexico. I never thought of that. That's good. Only an hour of Ruby eating and I'm tired. I'm going to try to push it up to 4 hours a day. To make like $40 a day. To save up to move out. 40 to 50, excuse me. Or maybe like 3 hours. I don't know. You could get some promos, do a revamp, other shit like that. Get some promos? What does that mean? Like what promos? Widow... Nah, Widow uses W twice. Whoever made simulation knew what they were doing. Like, these are on my Spotify. I actually like the song. I don't like many Childish Gambino songs, but server promotions from bigger servers. I don't like that stuff. But thank you. Maybe I should. This is Amerigo Vespucci's doing. I don't know who that is. Pistol. Oh. There's no song quest on. Sorry, guys. I wanted to put my Spotify music on. I'm being selfish today. Pines. There's no E. There's no E or N. But nice. I have like 50 people ahead of me with Prio. Q. Aww. If I was rich, I would give you $30, bro. But I'm not rich. I am quickly and surely running out of money.
Except Uber Eats. I am sad. I have no money. And I cannot request any song I want. Because Pink is an asshole streamer who just puts his own Spotify music. And it saddens me to death. It saddens me to death.
Yeah, Pix doesn't work. I feel like someone just took control of my body. What just happened? I wish I could do Uber Eats. Do you have to be 18 or older? Why don't you do it? If anyone knows anyone who wants to learn English and would pay money and would be consistent, let me know. I have 2 years teaching experience. I have a bachelor's degree. I have TEFL certification. And that's about it. I had fun today. Nice. What'd you do today? And when are you going to your grandmama? All right, let's just think of random words instead. Stay woke. Oh, Saturday. Nice. I got no idea. Next song, please. You don't like the song? I like this song. It's mad chill. Surprised you don't. Alright, fine. I love this song. Me and my friends hung out, and I gotta go to bed. No worries. Nice. Hanging out with friends always is awesome. Bye-bye. Have a great one, Mac. Thanks for popping in. I meant next word. Oh. Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, I was saying give me suggestions for a next word. Well, sit and wonder why, baby. Good night, Mac, and have a great one. Have a great night. Here, I'll sing this for you. I'll play this for you. Now you'll dream about recorders. Brave is good if it didn't use E. It uses E, you know? E. Now, let's get a word that doesn't use any letter that we've used already. I miss Mac already. And window baby, stop it gone. Reason. How about draw? There's W a lot, I feel like. It's alright. Brain uses I. Come on, bruh. Brant doesn't, though. Oh, but it uses A and N. Ain't no use to turn on the light, babe. Gotta eat. All right. See you soon. Enjoy your food, or don't. You don't have to. Waddle. Ain't no use to turn out my light, baby.
Hello there.
Bing bong. I'm gonna stream with Bing bong. What's up, gamer? What's up, bro? Frame uses E, bro. Frame uses E. Stream elements be like. How you doing? Up and stay. Too much talking anyway. Twice. It's alright. Warts. Yo, penis is so good. We can't get anything else. Not much? Okay, okay. Do you know that song? Okay, okay, okay. Calling out my name. Do you guys have any sub goal ideas for a subathon? Never did before. Maybe we'll think up some ideas after this game. Used to call out my name, babe. Or after GeoGuessr. I don't see you anymore. Zap. Wandering all the way down the road. What is this? Tharm? Tharm. Tharm is a word. Let's go. It's like arm, but with th. Oh, that helps a lot, actually. Prism. Let's go. Every 50 subs, shoot your foot. With those electrical thingies. What electrical thingies? Everyone just launch a pyramid scheme and convince 10 people to join it. Oh, that's a good idea. Every 50 subs, shoot my foot might be good. What if I got a electric collar? I've seen other streamers do that. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got a word. Tarmy? What is that? Easy cash. Bro, all I want... Oh, a taser? Bro, I would have to buy a taser. Nah. That's too much. I feel like eating the spicy ramen has to be... No, but then I'm gonna diarrhea, bro. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I have to think about it. We'll think about it together. After we finish the Wordle. This one on the right especially. Because like I saw another streamer doing that, like with their chat, and I was like, that's brilliant. Just figure it out with chat instead of on your own. That sounds smart. Zappers. Are they called zappers? Aren't they called tasers? My precious time. This must be TR. Nope. Okay. TA. What word is TARME? Tarmy? Tarum? Tamer? Tamer? I guess tamer. 450 subs. Electric color, but every 50 subs it gets more extensive. For 150 subs, impersonate the Pope and call for another crusade. That actually is not a bad idea. That's actually, no joke, not a bad idea. Maybe dress up as my stepsis or something. Or as the Pope and call for another crusade. That's actually a good idea. No, backflip I would die on stream. Let's go with Tamer. Let's go. I don't think that's a good idea. But dressing up could be a cool one. Well, I'll write them down after we finish this thing, though. My precious time. Don't think twice. It's alright. This starts with R, I think. Or maybe not. S? Sprit? Sprit? Okay, I don't want this song. What is this? I like the song. Backflip is pretty intense. We could write a song. That would be cool. After X amount of time, we write a song together. What about Sprit on the left? Spirit? No, Sprit. You're doing every 25 subs, you take a shot, right? I don't know. I don't know. I just wrote down take a shot as an idea. We'll do it more formally after this. I shouldn't have asked prematurely. You know what else is premature? Me jerking off in the bathroom. Ugh. No one heard that. Sprit. S-P-R-I-T. Damn it. Strip. Oh, of course it's strip. Everyone wants to see me strip. Shit. I always come before she looks at me. That's a smart strat, bro. You got them good strats there. Don't miss her, bro. Just think about how she like dumped. Think about how she cheated on you with that guy right in front of your face. Like, it's kind of messed up, you know? Hater. That's all of you guys. I had to reach. To press that button. A lot of work. Oh, these are bad. Oh, this kind of gives a hint, maybe. T. T's nuts. What? Let's get one just for Leono. I don't want to lose. Let's get like a word that uses the letters. English. It's a hard language. How about foul? Fouled? Folk? Bolt? Foley. Not a word. Oh, it's folly. Bulb. Blowed. I got blowed last night. Blowy. It uses B-L-O-W-Y. Let's do it. So this is S-H-O blank E. Shove, showed, shoke, shove. Shove makes sense. Do I guess it and take the risk? Nah, let's look at everything else first. Bile? Black? I don't know. All right, let's look at these two. I'll stop scrolling. We got penis. We got pho. That's Vietnamese food, right? Phote? What does that mean? Photja? What is this? P-H-O, and it has to be T and then some other letter. P-H-O-T-Q D-F-G A-B-C-D-E-F-G. Photo. Let's go. 50 subs and you play FNAF. Yeah, that might be a good one, actually. This is B-A-A. Bathe. Damn, I'm a goddamn genius. No, you're not, Pink. Yeah, you're right. But still, I got that. Bilf? Bilfy? Bilky? Bilby? What the hell is that? This ends in T-Y. S-L. S-L. Slutty? Oh, okay. This we almost got. S-H-O blank E. S-H-O. Oh, no, that's the shove one. Oh, my God. We have every letter here except... Oh, no, we have every letter. Never mind. Latte. Let's go. It's a good song. Kind of. It's a kind of good song. B-A-T. Bat. Baton. Damn, this one's gonna be hard. Whammon? What was that? No, 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 with you. Eerie, weary. Weary. We're not using any extra letters though, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Why does love got to be so sad? Why does love got to be so sad? Why does love got to be so sad? All right, this one on the right, we got OT. We got OT, and there's an I. IoT. N blank IoT. Or anoint? There's no A, though. 100 subs, you play Outlast? Jesus, no. No, don't do it to me. I'm gonna try shove. Let's go. 500 subs and you start an only. I have an OnlyFans. I put content on the OnlyFans. I'll do that for less than 500. That's also a good idea. You guys coming up with decent ideas. That's why you guys are mods. What? That's why you guys are awesome. Bisexual? No, probably not. Biley? Bilky? Bilgy? This has to be B-I. And it could be blank L. So B-I. B-I. Buell? B-I. What is this? Billie Eilish? Let's make it 150. We'll go over it, guys. We'll go over it. Let's just finish that. Help me finish this faster and we'll go over it. Lusty? Let's go. I'm a fucking genius. Let's go. And we got you also. Oh, T has to be last year. Oh, we already knew that. Yeah. Penis. Pixar adult movie on OnlyFans at 1,000 subs. I don't think we'll reach 1,000 for subathon, but if we had 1,000 subs a month, we would be bing chilling. It's only 2.5K a month. That's like less than what I was making in Japan. That's crazy. But I would be happy with that, I think. Because it would give me time to work on other stuff too. Or like to pay editors more and stuff. Damn, 1,000 subs a month is only two. Wait, I did the math wrong. I must have. $2,500 a month. Wow. That's good money, well, for me, but also not that much. VAL? What is this word? VA Valve? What do you guys think of Valve? No! The hell is this? Bob Ross painting stream? I have more time. I gotta sleep right now. Oh, you've been here. All right. See ya, Mac. Thanks for popping in, bro. Maybe you could help me with some ideas next time, yeah? Because these guys don't know what they're talking about. Just kidding. Got to be so sad. Why does love got to be so sad? Wait, no. Oh, I don't gotta sleep. Oh, you have more time. Oh, I read it wrong. Nice. You have more time, so you can help us think of ideas. You're back. Welcome back. Back in black. I hit the sack. What is this? BIL blank BLM? Huh. BLM. Disgusting. BIL. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Biled. Bilky. Bilgy. Bilsey. Bilsey. Billy. Is it? No, there's no Billy apparently. Bilby? Billy? What is this? It literally has to be BIL blank E. I'm so confused. Bilgy? Okay, it was Bilge. Whatever. Band Gamer had 30 subs. Wax at 80 dubs. Shave left leg at 75 subs. Wax at 80 subs. Waxing will definitely be Valley, Valky, or Valdi. Valley, Valve. Billy. It was Bilge, whatever that means. We should have enough. Ooh, we got G. G's nuts. No, that doesn't work. We got G now. So it's G N O. No. The hell? Wait, I is the first word. A letter. I N G. Ingot. Let's go, I'm a goddamn genius. I meant wax right leg at 80. I might wax a leg for a streamer versus streamer thing against Jimmy. So hot tub at 1 million. Hot tub when I move out. When I move out, we're gonna have more interesting streams. Mark my words, okay? Oh, that's value. That's easy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Why does love got to be so sad? Why does love... U-E-R-Y. Jury. We're gonna come back to these. These nuts. Go bald at 500. I'll go... Bro, I was willing to go bald on a streamer versus streamer. So, yeah. I might do it for less than 500. I'd rather go bald than do a play Outlast. Okay? Probably. Maybe? I don't know. R. This starts with R. Next letter O, possibly. O seems normal to be the next letter here. Round. Maybe this is round. Round and... Let's go. I'm a goddamn genius. Ooh, why does love got to be so bad? Rouge. Cheese from under my nuts. What? Pasta was made from under cheese. Cheese from under my nuts. Oh, from under. It took me like a minute to figure that out. Nice. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one, the kids say. U-E-R-Y. What the hell is that? Jewelry. That's how people say jewelry from where I come from. Jukery. Jukery. Jugery. Why am I putting a J? Why am I putting a J? It starts with R. It doesn't start with R. Uri. Wait, it's Uri. Jewelry. Jewelry. That's when you're too much of a Jew. Cooery. Fooery. Cooery. Zooery. Kshuery. Shuery. Oh, query. The doctor said query. Nice. Curry. I hung up more posters and cleared my room. Hey, what posters you got up? Very nice. Oh, this is our last one. And our last guess. Oh, holy shit. That's not good. Bro, this one is so bad. There's like no hints. The hell? All we know is A's in the second. That's not all we know, but M could be starting or fourth letter. MW? I feel like W and M won't be together. So I don't think M is fourth. I think M is the first letter. I think it starts with M-A. Wow. I think it starts with M-A. M-A-W? One Piece posters. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I still have to catch up with the anime. I'm so far behind. I'm making an anime... Guys, I'm making an anime channel. So... if you're interested, then I'll post it on the Discord when I have videos out. Basically, I'll be reacting to anime. M-A-J-W? Mawam? Mawam. Mawak. Marowak. It could be a double A. It could be something like M-A-W-A. F-A-C. AC, AJ, AK, AZ, M. Yeah, never mind. It's not. I'm on Marineford. Oh yeah, okay. You're still far behind where I am. How are you liking it so far? So I've been recording already. Today I recorded an episode actually. Bleach is gonna be the main anime for now. And I actually bring some Japanese culture into every episode. I try to mention at least one thing that I know from Japanese culture or language. But Bleach is gonna be the main one. Demon Slayer. I'm gonna have to get around to Attack on Titan. And just anime that I like to watch. But so far I've recorded 3 episodes for Demon Slayer and have them edited by an editor. Like 6 episodes of Bleach. I'm trying to get 30 videos recorded first. I'm trying to get my editor to pump out videos quicker. And I'm trying to make more money. And I'm trying to do a couple of stuff. Just overreact, to be honest. Nah, I think they're actually decent videos. I do kind of overreact. Like I'm like, oh my god, which is kind of genuine. I get pretty excited when I watch anime, generally, so. What is this? M-A... I feel like it's M-A-W. A-W. Let's assume it doesn't start with M. What word? It doesn't start with W, and W is not in the middle. So... what word would have W-M or M-W? Fawn? I feel like something with an F? Fawn or something? You get excited? Is that TOS? Nah, it's not TOS. I get hyped for a lot of stuff, bro. What are you talking about? I'm really tired, I think, because of Uber Eats. I basically haven't exercised in months. And an hour of Uber eating tired me out today. I actually haven't eaten. Oh, holy shit. Wait, I haven't eaten food all day. I completely forgot about. That's probably also why I'm tired. My friend has an MMO 5M server. Oh, that sounds cool. Eat something right now? My mom offered to like bring food downstairs. I don't like eating on stream. Because then I'm not talking much. And you just hear, you know? I thought you said extra fry. Extra fries would be better. Nah, exercise is important. It all catches up to you when you get older. That's what I keep hearing, so. Thanks for the hydrate, I guess. Watch a YouTube video and eat. You don't have to talk. This is why I can't wait till I live alone. Because I'm going to be cooking in front of you guys. I'm going to be like ordering food and eating in front of you guys. I'm going to have a thing that you guys could order food for me. I don't feel that comfortable to do certain things at home. When I do 24-hour streams, I eat in front of stream, but I don't like doing that much. I mean, just don't eat into the mic. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Whatever, it's too late for that now. I'll eat after stream. In the future, I'll try to do that, though. I'll keep that in mind. M-A-W. Poor Mike. Who's Mike? Here's Mike. Say hello, Mike. Hello! Help me! He sucks on me all day! I mean, he's wearing a the mic is wearing a condom, so it's okay, guys. See? Oh, look. Oh, I'm showing skin. He's not actually black. But it's a secret, though. Don't tell anyone. What could be here? Seriously, what the hell is the word here? I'm actually getting kind of triggered. I feel like it's fawn. Mine has a hoodie. Nice. Oh, I'm circumcised. I don't have a hoodie. F-A-W. F-A-W. F-A-W-K-M? F-A-W-M-K? M-K Mario Kart? F-A... What is it, guys? What is it, guys? F-A-K. Did I just give up? Falcum. Falcum X. Woman ain't it. Woman is definitely not it. Whammin'. It could be whammin', but I don't think they'll accept that. I wish I knew where the M was at least, or the W. M-A-W. Mwhack. I'm done. I'm just gonna guess everything here. Come on, guys. We got W. No, we got M-A. Or we got F-A or J-A. Jawum. The thing is, okay, let's think about this. If it doesn't start with M, the M has to be here. But if the M is here, there has to be a K next to an M. And I can't think of any word that has a K, I mean a W. A W next to an M. It just doesn't sound like a word. You know? MW? Like Modern Warfare? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Unless you have like Faum or something. So I'm thinking that the M has to be the starting letter. So then it would have to be M-A, and then possibly W. And then what? You got like Mwhack, Mwaj, Mwaf, Mwhack. I don't know. Or M-A blank blank W. Majau, Macau, Macau, Mafau, Macau. Yeah, I tried my... oh, I didn't try the other. Wamau. You know what? It might be. Let's go! What the hell is Macau? Good shit, Timmy. Yo, macaw. Oh, it's macaw. That's a bird, right? What's up, Bosa these nuts? Yeah, it's a bird. I think you're right. What's up, Chris? I thought you texted me, Chris. Chris over here, Liquided. He's a loser that lives in Cali, like half of you guys. And he wants me to go to New York, to Manhattan. I live in Brooklyn. He wants me to go to Manhattan and buy a watch for him because they're not available in California because California sucks ass. Yeah, it is a bird. Macaw, macaw. Oh, it's a parrot. Doctor has a parrot. Rolls eyes. It's bad. It doesn't look good. Oh. Okay, never mind then. Hey, Epicuro. I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. How you doing? GeoGuessr is next. But before doing GeoGuessr, let me not dox myself here. I don't know if there's anything to dox myself with here, but... oh, I guess not, actually. I want to do a subathon soon. And I want you guys to help me with subathon ideas. And then we'll do GeoGuessr. Why'd you punch me? That hurt. That was a late reaction. I'm sorry. I'm kind of retarded. It's been a while. Yeah, how's school going? What kind of watch? I don't even know, bro. Chris, what kind of watch? It's like a moon watch or something. I was transcribing your streamer versus streamer. Loser goes bald. Yo! I'm happy you liked it because the other person is right here, Bosa. So if you enjoyed his content, follow him. He's cool. And he has a very nice voice. All right. Help me come up with... but yeah, I'm happy you enjoyed it. How about subathon ideas? All right. Sub goals, right? Sub goals.
Hello there.
It's an omega. Omega lol. Wieners. What's up, Chuda? How you doing? I love how everyone popped in or started saying something right now at 9:19. How you doing, Churro? Churro? Subathon sub-goal ideas. What you guys got? I already forgot what everyone said. First 10 is maybe drink something. Oh yeah, take a shot of alcohol. Of like whiskey. I want that strong shit! I haven't drank in a while. Take a shot of whiskey, right? Well, let's just write out ideas and then how many subs it should be or whatever, you know? Hi, Wiener Churro. How you doing, bro? My dog is an ass. What did she do? What did it do? What's your dog's name? It's not Thor, right? I feel like you might have said once before. But I feel like you have a couple of dogs, no? Subgulls, wieners. Nah, they're not kosher. I can't eat them. Both in a literal sense and in like a penis, because homosexuality is against my religion. Break an egg on your head. Oh, that sounds terrible. Yeah, that's a good idea. Break an egg on my head. Churros onto something. What else we had? What else? Let me scroll up. Some of you guys had some decent ideas. OnlyFans. OnlyFans content. Cosplay something. FNAF. Yeah. I think I liked those ideas. 100 subs, you eat 100 wieners. Fuck no. Spicy food. I like my dog's name is Ass. That's a wow. Sub gals? Interesting. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Gals. Sub goals for subathon idea. You know, I want to do a subathon to make money so you guys can help me move out. She chewed through the sprinkler line, so now it's wet everywhere. Is it wet on your ass? That sucks, actually. Your dog is a dumbass. My dog is much smarter. Actually, my dog ate the poison that's meant for, like, roaches. Yeah, he's pretty retarded, too. I don't know. Break an egg on my head. Take a shot of whiskey. OnlyFans content. Cosplay. Probably bring my stepsis in. Bring a streamer. I'll find one on stream. Order pizza. Oh, I would love to order pizza. Twerk on a pole. Reminder. Buy a pole. No, bro, I'm not gonna twerk on a pole. Good suggestion, though, I guess. Custom, yeah. Make a song with chat. I like that. Go to Trisket Live. Bro, he's too far away. But yeah, doing something IRL. Some IRL content could be cool. Ask a random stranger for $1. I don't know, or some stupid shit like that. I could walk around. What do you guys think? In the middle of the stream, I just walk outside. Twerk without the I twerked for money before on stream. Yeah, twerk is a good one. Take a shot of Cheese Whiz. What is that? That's so cringe. Oh, ask a girl out. Oh, that's so cringe. I'm gonna have my phone like this for the stream. I'm gonna be like, you wanna go out? She'll be like, she'll just ignore me, bro. Oh, that's so cringe, bro. That would have to be pretty high up there. But that could be good. That could be good. Ask a random. But then it's like harassment. Nah, it's not harassment. I'll do it in a nice way. I'll bring a flower or something. Ask a random girl out. She won't say yes, bro. Do a guy? No, because then if the guy says yes, I'm going to feel bad because I'm not gay. That would be worse. Then you end up with a girlfriend. What is a Cheese Whiz? Good ideas, though. Good ideas. Ugh, that looks like shit. Maybe I'll take a shot of like some nasty hot sauce or something. Spicy food / hot. The thing about the spicy food is I'm going to have some crazy diarrhea, bro. As I said earlier, wieners. Nah, that's nasty, bro. That's nasty. We got quite a bit here. We'll make some of them like bit goals and some of them like sub goals, you know, whatever. Eat a whole wiener at one sub. Barbecue sauce on your tits. That is an idea. How about put white stuff? What white stuff? Cottage cheese? Mayonnaise? Put white stuff on my face. Come? Yeah. Don't forget ban Gamer. That one is super important. I don't mind Gamer. Like, for my stream. He's fine on my stream, but... yeah. How about the spicy pepper chocolate roulette? Smoke a joint. At 14. That's actually a good idea. That's actually a good idea. Smoke weed at 420. I'll have to get one of my friends to bring me something, but that's actually a good idea. I almost never smoke. That's actually a good idea. I like that. Elon Musk style. At 69 to 69. Yo, I'll just bring my stepsis in. Trolling, but banning around. I don't want. I feel like we're not that big. If I ban a random viewer, I would feel like shit. At 69, maybe doing something 69 related. Like twerking. At 69, twerk, right? That could be cool. That kind of follows. This song is too slow. My song. You can ban my brother's account? Yeah, but that's not, you know. Timmy has good ideas. Barbecue sauce on my tits. You just like wieners and tits, Chudo. You name your dog ass. Pepto-Bismol? Is that the thing in the soda? Wait, is that laxatives? Wait, what is that? Pepto-Bismol. I swear I know what that is. Oh, for upset stomach. Oh, maybe I'll buy that for the stream. We can stage it. You guys want to hear something funny? I'm not going to name who it was, but I've had a streamer come up to me and say, "You want to stage this for content?" And I was like, "Nope." Isn't that interesting? Pour milk on yourself. What is you and pouring stuff on myself? But yeah, the white stuff could be milk, actually. That's good. Oh, how about the loser ones? Writing your name on my face. Or something stupid like that. Oh, waxing my arm. Something like that. Not a sub gal, but after the spicy stuff. Yeah, that sounds good. Bite an onion or... Bro, I literally eat onions and... I eat onions and tomatoes. Like, I used to eat it every night. I eat it often. That's my meal. I love doing that. That's not even a bad thing. Should have done it. What, banning a random viewer? Nothing wrong with staging stuff for staging stuff? Nah, I don't like staging stuff. Damn, you guys are okay with it? There's certain types of staging stuff, right? If I'm staging something that's like a funny gag or skit, like that's fine, right? And then afterwards it's like obvious that it was staged. Like stuff that's obvious that it's staged is fine. But when it's staged and it's meant to not be obvious to the audience for content, that is not what that's what that guy or that person wanted. Garlic clove. Bite a garlic clove. Okay. You guys just want to torture me. Some of these are pretty nice ideas though. We'll see how much are gonna make the cut. You guys are awesome. I gotta use you guys more for thinking about stuff. Wear a girl's swimsuit? Bro, I'm just gonna get too horny on stream. I don't know if I should do that one. Outside? Oh god. In like 30-degree weather. Am I coming up soon? Please come up when done. Like, before midnight I'll come up. I don't know what you mean by soon. We're thinking of ideas for a subathon where people give me money and I do crazy stuff. So if you have any ideas, let me know, Emily. Let me message my mother. Please come up when done. Summer to end. When should I end? I haven't eaten at all, that's why. Maybe in an hour and a half, I'll end stream. Say these nuts, Joe. You guys just want me to walk outside and embarrass myself. I just wanted to talk about something. Okay. Okay. I should be up around 11. You could just message me if you want to talk about something specific. Sub Oh, did... Yeah, you could just message me. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Honestly, I could probably make that content where I go on the street and just do stupid shit. Because I live in New York. I just wouldn't want to do that alone. That's so, like, weird. I'm not that confident. I'm a bit of a loser myself. Eat fake poop in front of someone. Okay. Eat fake poop. Prank. What are you guys with pranks? All right. Prank a family member. I'll prank Emily. Don't tell her. Prank someone. I want to have some people come over, like some friends, and do something. What if I do something with friends? What could I do with friends? What do you guys think? Like I have a friend come over during it. What can I make them do? Like what can I make us do or something? Can a mousetrap shred your finger? I kind of want you to try it. You guys are... What am I? Am I an experiment for you guys to play around with? Bro, can you like jump off a cliff and see if you survive? Bro, can you like stick your finger in your ass and see how far it goes until you feel something and you enjoy it? Bro, can you like what are these ideas? Lap dance? How about this? If the random girl on the string, if the random girl outside says yes when I ask her out, then she'll perform a lap dance. How about that? Mousetrap on your tits. You'll come over? Send gifts to your Canadian friends. That's the best one so far. Give someone a side quest. Okay. I can make someone like run an errand for me. Is that what you're saying? E25 side quest. I don't know what that is exactly, but eat 25 wieners. Bro, I'm not gonna eat wieners, bro. First of all, they're nasty. Second of all, they look like penises, which actually excites me. So I'd have to end stream early and jerk off in the bathroom. And third of all, I'm Jewish. Deshell an egg. Oh, didn't Ludwig do that? That's stealing content, but it's good content. It's probably boring content. But deshelling an egg. What if I make my own twist on it? I don't know what the twist is, but I'll write it down as an idea for now. Bro, if you'll legit come over, I'm 100% down. I'll give you my address, Triple G. Kiss a friend? Bro, I don't need subs to do that. Depends on which friend, though. If it's a girl, I'm not gonna do it. Ludwig also jerked off in the bathroom, so... Yeah, that's true, actually. During a subathon, right? Do something Jewish. Okay. Cut off my cousin's penis part thing. Something Jewish. That's a good idea. Please do. I have holidays. Wait, would you legit come over? Trisket mentioned coming over also if I did a subathon. That would be sick. I don't know what I would do. What would we do if you guys came over? We'd have to do some IRL stuff. I feel like that would be so cool. When do your holidays happen? What could we do? We could make music together. But what else could we do? We could make food. No. Depending on the drive. I live in Brooklyn. My address is 75 84th Street. Zip code 7524. If you're serious about it, DM me and we could talk more about that. Yeah, I don't know how the border is, but what else could we do? How about a 200 subs? Oh, go bald. Wait, we forgot about going bald. Let's go bald. I want this to be an insane subathon. Holidays can be whenever for me. Oh. But don't you have like work? Damn, son, docs. Toronto to New York is an 8-hour drive. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. If you were to make that type of drive, I would want it to be worth it for you. So we would have to do something together. On stream, off stream, in my bed. What? I mean, let me think. What else we got though? Bakachanina, bakachanina. Bakachanina, bakachanina. We'll go watch a movie together, stream it. No, probably not. I think making music together would be fun on stream. And then off stream we could like go eat at a restaurant or whatever. I'm not a good host. I don't know what I would do. I got friends coming from Mexico to USA, so Canada to USA should be easy, right? Sleep stream with PP and 3G. Let's go. Well, I'll definitely have to be sleeping because I'm gonna make it a 24-hour. Ooh, how many minutes should be added to the clock for every sub? Jimmy, deshelling egg would take the whole stream. You think so? Yo, it's not Jimmy. It's not Jummy. It's Jimmy. It is not Jimmy. Actually, you're right. Prank someone. The IRL stuff, I'm too nervous to do alone. I would have to do with another person. If Triple G's down or Trisket or something, I would be totally down. I need the other person there to feel confident. What's up, bro? How you doing? Long time no joke. No joke? No talk. I'm tired. Dr. GG, do you have any neat props to use? True. To use ping? Wait, what? Do you guys know the song? This song's great. IRL streams would give me anxiety. Yeah. IRL streams are on another level. I would be able to do it if there was another person with me and if they didn't go too far. I feel like I wouldn't go too far, but I feel like a lot of those like pranks are like a bit too cringe. Like like this. Asking a random girl out. I can bring my dog as a prop. I have a dog. I'm allergic to dogs though. Is Thor hyperallergenic? My heart will go on. Will go on? I feel like okay. But how many I want it to be long but not too long, and I also want to make a decent amount of money to fund like me moving out. So I was thinking if I'm doing Uber Eats now and I make let's say $12 an hour, and I could bump it up to 15, I think, if I bike faster. I would want to make at least 15 an hour for the subathon, maybe. There's like 720 hours or something. There's 24 hours in a day. There's 30 days in a week. I don't know math. God damn it. There's 24 times 30. So 720 hours times 15. 10,000. Oh, wait. That's a lot of money, actually. In a month? I don't think that would be possible. But let's say if that's how much if I would want to make 15 an hour, that would be like one sub. A sub only gives me 250 also. I feel like that's too much. Karaoke. Oh, karaoke. Yes. Karaoke is great. You should do karaoke. Yes. Karaoke is so good. With Doctor and Trisket. Drunk drawing. That drunk drawing doesn't need a sub goal, but that's an idea. This is for like sub and bit goals. Aside from that, we could do like Gardic. We could play a lot of Hollow Knight. I could do a thing where I try to beat, sub 20 Mario, Wordle type games that we already have and stuff like that. It's free gas. It's too much money. Well, I bike for Uber Eats, so it's free. Gas is too much money. Yeah. Goose Goose Dunk. I don't really like Goose Goose Dunk, but you bike while you Uber Eat. No, I bike to Uber Eat. Like the way I deliver meals is by biking. I don't have a car. I don't want to pay for gas. I don't want to pay for insurance, and I don't have a license. So Russian roulette with the railgun. Great idea. I think karaoke is an awesome idea. Tabletop simulator. That sounds fun. That could just be for tabletop simulator. What is that, like playing D&D or something online? That sounds fun. I don't know about for stream, but Rhoda. Yeah, I would karaoke Lola. The only thing with hot tub stream, I don't really have a hot tub. We have a hot tub in the second floor, but I wouldn't want to like disturb family. Hot tub stream is when I move out. I'm gonna do a lot of shit when I move out. It's all the board games that is in one game. Oh, hey, we could play board games. Uno and stuff. I don't have a hot tub. Wait. Sorry, they don't have a hot tub. They have a bathtub. I don't have a hot tub or a bathtub in my in the bathroom in the basement. Top simulator, where I show my top to you guys. I guess exert. No, I don't want to exercise. Even in the winter, brah, so cold. Well, I got into an accident.
Caught in 4K.
Definitely caught in 4K. I got into an accident like half a year or a couple of months ago. And that kind of scared me from Uber eating. So I stopped for a while. I'm trying to get back into it. So I haven't really done it in the winter much. But yeah, I just got to put my jacket on, you know? I'll be honest, it gets hot because you're just biking with the coat on. And in the summer, you're drenched in sweat. So, but that's what I got to do. I'm running low on funds, not making enough from streaming or YouTube. Not making anything on YouTube, so. I hate that the age limit is 21. Yeah, I remember when I was younger hating age limits for working and stuff, yeah. I'm going to start running soon. Let's go. Bro, you're mad skinny. No, you have to eat. I'm going to be your grandma, bro. Eat before running. Jesus. Mountain biking is awesome. I feel like we got a good amount of stuff here. If anyone has any ideas, just shoot me a DM on Discord. That would be cool. Or on our Discord server. You're 148 pounds? But how tall are you, Timmy? Dinell is goddamn... I don't know. In his pictures, he looks... You're bulking? Oh, damn. You're one of those. No. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, respect. I don't do that shit. I feel like these are good ideas. If anyone has more ideas, let me know. We'll go to Geoguessr, I guess, for now. 5'9". 148 is pretty decent. For 5'9", I feel like. Isn't that like normal weight? Or like closer to underweight? You're 5'8"? I mean, you're very skinny for an American, but... I look thicker now? Oh, okay. Bro, you're 130. That's nothing. I play baseball. Oh, yeah, that's right. Have you had any baseball stuff lately? I kind of need to be stronger. Ping, how tall do you think I am? Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm a pitcher. Oh, your arm has to be really strong, right? So you probably jerk off a lot. My abs don't show anymore unless I flex. Bro, you have abs just from being skinny. That doesn't count. Waiting for it to start? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I remember you telling me about tournaments and stuff. It sounded cool. I don't know how tall you are, Jimmy. I feel like it's hard to tell how tall someone is. I can guess. Jimmy is definitely 6'2". Like, I could see Jimmy being like 6'2" or like 5'8". I feel like you're kind of tall. How tall are you? Let's say I say 6 foot. I'm saying 5'10" and a half. I say 5'11". 5'11", my final guess. Final answer. This is definitely in America. Wait, I forgot to do the daily. I don't want to do this. What is this bullshit, bro? What is this bullshit? We go daily, baby. Jared says I give off short king vibes, but I'm 6'2". Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Might be 6'3" by now. Jesus. You seem tall to me. I don't know why. Cause you have like a Korean. Let's go. Cortez would be proud. That's Korea. That's South Korea. It's like not even a question. Unless it is. You give short king vibes. What does that even mean? I feel like you're very loud when you talk, or you're. Let's go. Your mic is, so that makes me think you're tall. I don't know why. My 6'3" is insane. Why are so many tall people on stream? Well, I guess some of you guys aren't, but USA, we got. Oh, what? USA question mark? You got Spanish? It says .com. I can't tell. I knew he was 6'2". Yo, Nathan is 6'9". And Doctor is like 6'2" or 6'3". I forget. He gives above average king. Yeah. It's both my mic and me that are loud. And the energy, yeah. Is that why everyone thinks I'm short? Because I'm not loud? Nathan is tall. What vibes do I give off? Like a little midget. I mean small person. I mean, I don't know how to say it nicely. Thank you, Dinell. I'm saying North Carolina and Relay, probably. Oh yeah, you know all the phone numbers. But then you see Mexico. And it makes you wonder where the hell this is. Has Nathan proved that, or is that... I mean, he showed pictures of himself. He looks like a guy you don't want to mess with. I had a picture of who he was originally that was so different of how he actually looks. You know? Which is the cool thing about just voices and text and all this stuff. I feel like you're 6 foot. Terminal de autobuses. It says meter. Like, this is Mexico? I mean, it says Mexico. I don't know. I don't think it's Raleigh. I think it's like close to the border. The fuck? It's like all the way on the other side. Okay. Yeah, he sent an image on Discord. Nathan doesn't BS, believe it or not, on a good amount of stuff. He's actually matured. Or at least changed himself for stream. I don't know. I feel like you're 6 foot. He's a 5. Shut up, doctor. Hey, I'm above average for America, okay? So I'm happy. I like being 5'10" and a half, okay? I feel like 6 foot would be perfect because, you know, you put it on your Tinder profile and all the girls are like, oh. But like 5'10" and a half is not bad, okay? I don't stand out too much. I don't want to stand out, you know? I'm not too intimidating by my height. I like my height. I really like my height. Only problem is for stream. I wish I could say I'm like 7'2", but then I also don't because I think people who are like 7'2" die early. So I hope. How tall do you have to be for it to be bad for your health? I hope Nathan's okay. You know, 6'9" is pretty fucking tall. Asia. I know what it is. It's not a bad height. Yeah, it's a great height. I have friends who are short. You know, I'm not insecure about my height. I'm happy with my height. Let's see if you got it. No, tell me where it is. It looks like a Spanish-speaking country. That's literally all I know. Nathan's like 15. Yeah, he could still get taller. I hope he doesn't for his sake, you know? You got to be self-conscious to include the and a half. No, that's just accuracy. It's literally just accuracy. If I was 5'10", if someone asked me to round, I'd round up because you round decimals up. But you don't hear me saying I'm 5'11". That's what an insecure person would say. All right? Instead of saying 5'10" and a half. The fuck? It's to the right of Mexico? So it's not in Mexico? Oh, like right side of Mexico. Let's do it. Oh, you meant like a country right of Mexico. Whatever. It's fine. We didn't have much time left on the timer, so I had to guess. Whoa, this looks cool. But good shit, Timmy. I don't want to 1v1 you in GeoGuessr. You would demolish me. Oh, it's a playground. Why does this look familiar? Like in my past time. True, I'm incredibly humble, so I call myself 4'27". You've been there? Canada? Triple G, is this Canada? I don't know. It might be, but I want to see the sign. It says stop in English. It might be Canada. You don't hear me saying 5'8" and 1/8. Yeah. Wait, but 5'10" and a half is different than 5'10" and 1/8, okay? At that point, I would just say 5'10". I would hope. No, I say that and a half because it's accuracy, bro. It's literally just because of accuracy. Guys, believe me, I proudly say I'm 5'10" and a half. I think I say I'm 5'10" on dating apps. That's how confident I am in myself. That's how humble. That's how not insecure I am. Right? I would put 5'10" and a half or 5'11", but I think I put 5'10". Let's go to Canada, bro. Andorra, bro. Shut up. Andorra ass. Andorra looking ass. Only self-conscious people say it for. This doesn't even make sense. Stop trolling me, bro. We control what you say on Tinder. Oh, anytime I re-download Tinder, I just give it to one of my friends to like troll. Like I don't care at all. Damn, this round of dailies was terrible. Ping pulling out the electron microscope. Listen, half an inch is a difference, okay? Right? Because that's like literally like if someone asks me how tall I am, I could say 5'10" and 5'11". And people have different thoughts on 5'10" versus like 5'11" versus 6 foot. Like it's only an inch, but it's also an inch. You know, so half an inch is half of that. So it's like it's not like 0.001. Come on. You guys are assholes. You guys are the worst mods. Keep going. You need a road sign. We have 1 minute 54 seconds, and you're right. I do need a road. We do need a road sign. This is the first Japanese song I ever memorized in my life. Isn't that cool? And I sang it at karaoke and felt like a fucking badass. Oh, I gotta change my category. Thank you. Bing bong. Nah, it's okay. We'll probably end stream after this. My fam keeps telling me to go up. Yeah, I have to go do IRL stuff. I'm actually really enjoying stream lately. Bing bong. I think it's because you guys are here. Aww. And it's just chill. We're just being chilling, you know? Add that half an inch somewhere else so you can be accurate on average. Bro, I don't know how tall my PP is, bro. I don't know. Are there any signs here? It doesn't look like America. That's all it looks. That's all I know. No Mario stream. No, bro. We did Mario Kart yesterday, and then you're like, "Oh, you need to do Hollow Knight. You need to do Mario, Super Mario. You need to do Mario Kart." And I was like, "Bro, we just did Mario Kart. Like, shut up." I actually was about to do Mario speedrunning, but then I was like, I'm feeling really tired, but also like, we have 10 seconds. 44 and NPQ, so close. Wait, what? Europe. God damn it. I would have never gotten that. That was shit. I wanted to see you speedrun. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it was fun to come up with ideas for the subathon. I have to come up with a date also. I've been saying Hollow Knight for like a week. I ain't switching up. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Goodbye. Tomorrow, maybe Hollow Knight. How about that? Today I have to go help fam with something. So I'm actually going to be ending stream a bit early. But if you guys have any ideas for the subathon, just hit me up on Discord. On Discord. What was that? And yeah, that was a short 2-hour stream. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's see if there's anyone to do stuff with. May 28th. Yeah, I'm not sure on the date for the subathon yet. I'll have to see. There's a lot of people streaming right now. I'm really tired. Should I rate someone, guys? The subathon will be in May, most likely. April is too early. A big portion of April is also that my sister's birthday is in early April, and I still want to like figure some. I want to grow the audience, the Twitch before subathon. Yeah, most likely in May, late May. Also, because it's closer to summer vacation after like big tests for college students and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really tired. I would feel bad. Usually, I like to I like to stay on people's streams after I raid. So, oh my God, it's Jimmy. Late May is a hype time. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I also want to know about for other streamers if they actually want to like come over or do something together. So I think it'll be late May, guys. It also gives me time to prep stuff. Raid Lotus? I don't think I follow Lotus. Yo, standard Jimmy Pog. All right, guys. I will end stream there, though. We're not going to raid because then I'll feel bad for not talking in chat of the raider. But yeah. That impersonator getting too comfortable. Have a great one, guys. And thanks for popping in. I really, really do appreciate it, as always. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Good night.